And hello and welcome back to Hello Ataraxia. Last time... we did lots of stuff last time. Woo. So... this time, my focus I want it to be at least one of the dates. We'll see how long one of these takes. Because I know the whole poll thing took just a long time. So I'm not sure how much of an episode this is going to turn into. I promised Tohsaka that we'd go on a date sometime. The weather is nice, so maybe today would be good.
Oi, Tohsaka!
Perfect! End of event. Okay, on to the next one. What's up with that, I wonder, as I absent-mindedly pace next to her door. And...
Senpai? 姉さんなら家に戻られましたけど。
okay.
そうなんだ。Thank you, Sakura.
Looks like she went straight home after we ate. Just my luck.
何か姉さんに用があるんですか？
いや、なんでもない。ちょっとTohsakaの貸しを清算しようと思って。
はあ。もしかして姉さんって先輩からお金を借りてるんですか？
Has she been doing that? My mouth hangs open at her ridiculous suggestion. Wouldn't it make more sense for me to be the one borrowing money?
姉さん、大丈夫かな?
Sakura tilts her head in thought. I head for the living room. I'll call Tohsaka's house and ask her out over the phone. Naturally, I'm quite nervous.
はい、Tohsakaですが。
脅かすなよ、Tohsaka。
That didn't really feel like it sounded like her.
エミヤくんこそいきなりのご挨拶ね。
That sounded more like her. Somehow, she sounds somewhat vague and evasive. Fortunately, there's no one around to overhear me, but I give her the receiver and whispered into it anyways.
なんだ。Tohsaka、今日時間空いてるか？
一応はね。
じゃあ、新都に遊びに行かないか？前の貸し借り云々の件で。
ええ、いいわよ。何時にする？
本当か？それなら11時に新都の駅前で。
うん、わかった。じゃあ、エミヤくん。
That felt so weirdly out of character, just how she was talking alone. Tohsaka accepted that invitation awfully quickly. It's unlike her to accept it without complaint, and that worries me, but, you know, a promise is a promise. Ryder's gonna follow us.
ちょっと出かけてくる。
リンとのデートですか？
Why is Ryder here all of a sudden?
聞いてたのか？
ええ、ほんの少し。口調が楽しそうだったので、相手はリンかと思いましたが。
実はそうなんだが。そういえば、セイバーはどうしてるかな？
セイバーでしたら部屋に戻っているようですね。珍しく私から本を借りていったのですが。
I see. I guess there's no need to go talk to her, then. First, I need to worry about the date with Tohsaka.
それでは、いってらっしゃい、シロ。こちらのことはお気遣いなく。さくらには、出かけて夕方には戻ってくると伝えておきます。
わかった。よろしく頼む。
Oh, thank you, Ryder. I'm not sure if she wants.
遅れてるのかな、Tohsaka。
I'm not sure if, like, Ryder would want Tohsaka and Emiya getting together, or if she's big on the whole Emiya Sakura ship. I know she really cares for Sakura, but I'm not sure how... I can't remember anything that suggested one way or the other. Outside of pushing Sakura to do what she felt she wanted to do. It's just about 11 o'clock. It's difficult to contact each other once we've both gone out. Ha! You don't live in the awesome world of cell phones, let alone smartphones. There's nothing I can do except wait for her to arrive. But it's times like these that I really wish I had a cell phone. Okay, right, you do live in the age of cell phones, just like relatively early, I believe.
まあ少し遅れても遠坂なら仕方ないか。
Then again, I'm also going more by US standards, so there, I don't know if Japan might have picked up cell phones quicker. She seemed pretty half-hearted about it over the phone, so I guess I shouldn't be too surprised that she made me wait. Now use the time to plan out what we should do.
映画かな。フェイトゼロとタイガー道場劇場版か。なんだあれ、本当に上映してるのか。
Yeah, that's a subtle fourth wall break. Let's see what else there is to do. Yeah, we definitely wouldn't want to see any of those movies. Watch a movie, have lunch. I don't know, maybe head over to the beachside park afterwards. I mean, it would be nice if there was a better picnic spot or maybe amusement parks in the area, but I can't really think of any others.
20分
Now she's just straight up late. I'll call my place just to make sure. Maybe she left a message for me.
公衆電話減ったな。探しにくい。
Get a damn cell phone is the entire point. I managed to locate a phone booth.
はい、エミヤでございます。
ああ、さくら、俺だけど。
先輩ですか？お出かけだったと思ったんですけども、何かありました？
いや、ちょっと確認の電話。遠坂から何か伝言入ってないか？
いえ、何も姉さんからは連絡はありません。まだ家にいるんじゃないでしょうか。
そっか。わかった。わざわざどうもな。
I returned the receiver to its cradle. Nobody's heard from Tohsaka. At this point, I might as well call her house again. If I can get a hold of her, I suppose I can take it to mean she's already on her way. In that house, something as sensible as an answering machine would be... You know what? Actually, I do think she might have one. I can leave her a message that way. Even if we end up missing each other...
はい、遠坂ですが。
待て。
How could she be picking up the phone?
もしもし、エミヤですが、遠坂だよな。
そうよ。私の他に誰がこの家で電話を取ると思ってるのよ。
そりゃそうだが。あんな遠坂、今そっち何時だ
？11時25分。
Da 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 da. She sounds sleepy, I guess.
11時にシントで待ち合わせしたよな。
I hear a faint intake of breath. That's weird. Her breathing sounds ragged.
あ、私の家の時計が進んでるわけじゃないのね。
おい、大丈夫か遠坂。変だぞ。何かあったのか？
変？そんなことないわよ。私、
Just then, I hear the sound of something collapsing. A chill goes down my spine and churns my stomach.
おい、遠坂、大丈夫か？
平気よ。ちょっと転んだ。
Tosaka's voice in the line grows fainter and fainter until suddenly I hear a sharp thud. Tosaka dropped the receiver.
遠坂、おい、返事をしろ。何があったんだ？
There's nothing but silence on the other end. Well, he's lucky he called now instead of a few minutes later when she fainted, because he was going to assume she was on her way then. I don't know what's going on, but it sounds like Tosaka's fainted at home. That much is certain. I hate to think about it, but if she's been attacked by someone... No, she would have said that. I think she's just sick. I slam down the receiver and run to the bus stop. Before I have time to think about it, my body moves on its own. I patiently drop the bus fare into the coin slot before jumping off and running at full tilt towards Tosaka's house. In the worst case scenario, I'll probably have to call an ambulance. No, since her house also serves as a workshop, she really wouldn't want outsiders in there. If it's more than I can handle on my own, I'll have to call Sakura Saber for backup. He uses the command spell. I run up the hill. I haven't trained enough. I'm already out of breath. Tosaka's voice sounded odd this morning. If only I had noticed it sooner. It did sound on. Oh man, you know what? I vaguely remember that now. Well, what ending? What was that? Was that? Was that like fate or something? Did she die in fate? I remember her dying, or at least seeming like she was about to die before Emiya went off to do something in one of them. I don't think it was a bad end, though. I thought it was actually part of one of them. A terrible image crosses my mind. What am I thinking? I don't need more things to worry about. For now, I should hurry to see whether she is safe. I'm finally here.
Tohsaka, 入るぞ!
I forced the door open. With all the noise I'm making, she should come out and pummel me with angry words, or not. I made inside without having to break the front door down. Practically falling through the open doorway ahead of me, I rush inside. The phone's receiver is dangling on the floor.
Tohsaka.
The red furniture creates a momentary illusion that everything is covered in blood. I scan the room. There she is. She's lying on her back on the sofa in the center of the room. First, I check for obvious bleeding or injuries. There are no noticeable wounds, but just in case there are any internal traumas, I should be careful moving her. No. Is she even conscious to begin with?
Oi, Tohsaka.
I timidly call out to her. Emergency first aid dictates that I should call her loudly to check for a verbal response, maintain her airway, and quickly call for an ambulance. As if my voice woke her. Tohsaka raises her head and tries to get up. But all her strength leaves her again before she can, and she drops back onto the sofa.
なんでエミヤくんがここにいるのよ。
だってお前、電話の最中に倒れたじゃないか。覚えてないのか？
ああ、そうだった。だから出かけようとして一回戻って、私。
Oh, she's barely a shadow of her usual assertive self. Her replies are faint and inarticulate, as if a severe bout of memory loss had overtaken her.
迎えに来てくれてありがとう。そろそろ行かないと。
You're already late. Tohsaka makes another attempt to get up, but I can see her arm trembling as she tries to push herself up. This isn't good. She can't even stand up. I lean close to Tohsaka and put one hand on her forehead.
やっぱりまだ体治ってないんだろう。
As I expected, her forehead is hot. With a fever this bad, it's no wonder she'd pass out once she pushed herself too far. And since she fainted at school once before, I'm sure she's feeling pretty bad. Must have happened again today since she was walking around in this chill. Oh, right. This was the original event that we asked, we set up the date, right? She was having problems with her crest. But looks as though she's feeling better. It's just a fever then. And although Tohsaka would probably get mad at me for saying that, I'm glad that's not really a nasty illness or some kind of injury.
エミヤくん、ため息なんかついて。
いや、安心した。さっきまでTohsakaが誰かに襲われたんじゃないかと不安だった。
朝まで平気だったのに、こんなの気合い一発入れれば私だって。
For the third time, Tohsaka tries to get up. A stubborn, sick patient insisting that she's in perfect health. Yeah, that's what she is.
なんだそのへっぴり腰。やっぱり風邪だろう、Tohsaka。
Okay, is she actually sick or is it...
ほら、今日のデートはなしにしよ
う。でも、せっかくエミヤくんが誘ってくれたのに、私がこんなのでキャンセルなんて。
そんなの気にするな。
I mean, no matter how much you want to like hold up your end of the bargain, do you really think that if you go out with your like an inability to actually think straight, you're really going to be giving a date that's like enjoyable for the other party? If you're doing it for their sake.
その代わり、今日はTohsakaが無理しないように看病するからな。
Even if she's sick, I originally planned to spend the day with Tohsaka. I don't know what her own stubbornness will lead her to do if I leave her alone, so I'd better keep her close.
わかった。今日一日は静養するから、エミヤくんは。
決まった。歩けないだろ。寝室まで連れてくぞ。
I slide my hands under Tohsaka's body. Then, like I did at school last time, I lift her up in my arms.
何するのよシロ。
何って抱えてくんだけど、別にこれが初めてじゃないだろ。
Last time was in front of what felt like half the school, too. That was pretty embarrassing. Compared to that, doing this in Tohsaka's house, far from the public eye, is no big deal. Until I consider the fact that I'm taking her to her bedroom. I feel like a newlywed carrying his bride over the threshold.
そんな顔しても何も出ないわよ、レミヤ君。
なんでもない。
Holding Tohsaka in my arms, I carefully make my way through the house. Still nervous, my hands end up at her neck. The fevered blush on Tohsaka's face makes her look embarrassed, which only heightens my tension.
よっと。大丈夫か、トサカ。
I set her onto the bed. While I'm at it, I take off her shoes and leave them by the side. So, she wears her shoes inside the house here. Talk about Western style. But let's save the gawking for later.
このまましばらく寝るか。具合が悪ければその方がいいと思うんだが。
少し横になってればすぐに良くなるから。
またその。
When she collapsed at school, she told me her magic crest was the cause, but this time it seems to be different. I don't think it's just the crest this time.
今回は純粋に体の調子が良くないの。そっちだったらなんとかなるんだけど。
やっぱり帰国の疲れが出たか。帰ってきてもいろいろあったからな。
もうレミヤ君の前で2回も倒れるなんて情けないわね、私も。
不幸中の幸いだよ。倒れたのが俺の前でよかった。
というと？
サクラやセイバーだったら死ぬほど心配してる。
Either of those two would have gotten so upset that they'd only make the situation worse. I guess. Tohsaka manages a weak smile in agreement.
竜道君の前で倒れたらとどめを刺されかねないし。
I could imagine him laughing before. No, you know what? I think I could imagine him promptly taking her to the nurse's office while laughing all the while.
ひどいこと言うな。一世はちゃんと看病するぞ。
Yeah, but he'll, live it up on the side, right?
お経の一つも唱えられそうね。まあ、神事の前ではこんな不覚を見せたくないし。
She's playing tough, but I can hear the fatigue in her voice. Just idly chatting like this aside her out.
やっぱり寝てろ、トサカ。
言わなくても分かってるわよ。エミヤ君、その。
The way she's looking at me with her face all red and lying on the bed fully dressed on top of that. Oh, now I see. If she's going to sleep, she'll need to get changed first. Well, not necessarily. She could certainly just, use a blanket if it really needs to. Oh boy.
着替えとか手伝うか。
She seems surprised. Helping a weakened Tohsaka change clothes. Assuming she is indeed weakened that far, taking off her clothes would be overly stimulating, and her complete lack of resistance would make this so damn suggestive that it'd be very bad for me.
何考えてるのよ、シロ。
そうだよな。そういうことは女の子でサクラか誰か呼ばないと。
A sudden silence descends upon the room. Sakura's her sister, after all, being out on her at a time like this.
大丈夫よ、さくらを呼ばなくても。ちょっと着替えて汗を拭くだけだから。
That is a bigger part of it, I'm sure, yeah.
よかった。いや、よくない。もう、でもどっちにしても俺はここにいちゃまずいんだよな。
I can't think of a good excuse for making that suggestion. Flustered, I stand up from my chair, filling my head with a list of things I'll need to do to take care of Tohsaka.
下に行って氷と水入れ取ってくる。
氷枕はそこのタンスの上の段に入ってるから。
I open the drawer. She indicates to find a rubber insulated ice pack inside. I hope she'll be done by the time I fill it with ice. Looking at the time, I see that it's past noon.
あ、昼もう回ってるじゃないか。トサカ、食欲はあるか？
少しなら。脂っこいのは胃がちょっと。
じゃ、ついでに台所借りるぞ。何か軽く作ってくる。
Got it. Well then, I use Tosaka's kitchen to make her lunch, then return to her room with the things that I'll need to take care for her. I'll need to care for her in hand.
入るぞ、トサカ。
どうぞ。着替え終わったわ。
I have no idea if we've seen this before. Feels fitting. My breath catches ever so slightly in my throat. The unusual sight of her pajama-clad figure before me is making my heart pound.
なんだ。
少し落ち着いてきたから。それにしても結構な荷物ね、それ。
I have the ice pack jammed under my arm since my hands are occupied by the tray with her lunch on it. I didn't see any other way I could have carried it. Tohsaka is sitting on the bed and looking across the room at me. She doesn't look like she's feeling any better yet.
はい、氷枕がこれ。そういえば風邪薬持ってこなかったけど、どうする？
ああ、それは大丈夫。家電の特製のを使ったから。
I'm sure it tastes great. Nah, Tohsaka mentioning homemade medicine brings to mind a rather gruesome scene. Oh, is that from the original? That does actually sound vaguely familiar now, but...
これを飲んで小半日休んでいれば、ほとんどの風邪は治るわよ。あと、この家の土は私に馴染むから、いざとなれば地下室で。
なら栄養を取らないとな。いけるか、トサカ。
Hoping to cut off a potentially disturbing description of what she plans to do down there, I offer her the tray. Tohsaka eyes me dubiously, as if wondering what on earth I put on the tray.
エミヤ君、何作ったの？
オートミール。
Just as I feared, she immediately frowns in displeasure. So, the standard formula of oatmeal prepared for the sick equals tasteless is one known even to Tohsaka. I've never had oatmeal before, including when I was sick. I have no idea what it tastes like, but I could sort of imagine it just from the name and the visuals I've had of it at points.
もしかしてハーファーフロッケンズッペ？
If I don't know what the word means, I definitely wouldn't mean it.
オートミールのミルク粥のことか。ちょっと想像したらまずそうだったんでやめたよ。とりあえずカブとネギでコンソメ仕立ての雑炊にしてみた。
I confidently present my dish to Tohsaka. The gentle aroma of the consomme, subtly different from the oatmeal, fills the air. It's clear from a glance that it's a grain porridge, though. Taking the spoon in her hand, Tohsaka stares hard at the dish. Is there some kind of oatmeal-related trauma in her past? Or is she just wary of food she's never tried before? Bringing the spoon to her mouth, Tohsaka sends intermittent looks my way as she swallows the porridge.
結構美味しいじゃないのよ。
即興だったけどな。ミルク粥ほど需要にいいってわけじゃないけど、消化には良さそうだ。
Alone together and bickering over oatmeal. Who'd have thought our lunch day would go like this? Well, I suppose that eating homemade porridge served in your own bedroom is more soothing than a meal at a Shinto restaurant.
いいわ。今回はエミヤ君の料理の腕を認めてあげましょう。
I do vaguely remember the sort of like weird competition being had between them. I feel like I haven't heard about that in forever, though.
見てなさいよ。今度そっちが風邪ひいた時にはあっと言わせてやるんだから。
Will it also be oatmeal?
オートミールの料理でか？
オートミールから離れなさい。病人食を得意とする中華3000年、医食同源の看護職できっとシロ。
That was okay, interesting. I've never heard that before. Medicine, proper diet are essential for health. No, I've heard that before, but in terms of Chinese food makes it the best for an ill. I've never heard that before. And just when I thought her great plan for revenge had her fired up, Tosaka's spoon clicks against the nearly empty dish as she sets it down. I might have made too much for her to finish.
ごちそうさま、エミヤくん。
お粗末様でした。あ、いや、勝手に台所と食材を借りてすまない。
いいのよ。ごちそうになったのはこっちなんだから。
Is oatmeal something you have to buy as an ingredient beforehand? Or is it something that you can make from just stuff around a kitchen of someone who clearly doesn't like oatmeal? After I tidy away her dish and utensils, I seat myself at the side of the bed. Well then, she'll probably be in the mood for a cup of tea after that.
お茶入れてくるか。また台所を借りるぞ、トサカ。
あ、それならカモミールティーをお願い、エミヤくん。
Got it, I say, as I stand up and pick up her tableware. Maybe some of this gallantry is rubbing off on me as I take care of Tohsaka here. Well, not that this is much different from what I usually do. Just hearing that she had a cold put me in a completely different mental state. It could be my paternal instincts coming to the forefront, or it could be that Tohsaka's helplessness makes her seem so cute.
このままずっと風邪だったら、いや、それはダメだろ。
Having Tohsaka stay sweet and modest would definitely not be good.
カモミールティーってことは、一休みするのか。
I recall the knowledge of herbs she taught me about as I get out a light blue teacup. Once Tosaka's asleep, I'll have Sakura come take my place. Having a man around getting in the way when her various nightly affairs need tending to would be a bad idea.
入るぞ、トサカ。
Tosaka doesn't answer. Maybe she dozed off. That doesn't look good. I slowly push open the door, only to be met with Tosaka's flushed face. Has she taken a turn for the worse?
あ、エミヤくん、ありがとう。
はい、これ。一服したら休むんだろ？それまで一緒にいるからな。
Sorry, I've been forgetting about Discord a lot lately. I'll watch over till you fall asleep, saying that to the normal Tohsaka would only earn me a reply of what the heck right before she'd burst out laughing. She gulps down her herbal tea. The cold may be sapping her strength today, but I'm sure by this time tomorrow she'll be back to her usual fearless, confident, and energetic self.
惜しいな、やっぱり。
エミヤくんはおしとやかな女の子が好きなのね。
Tosaka's uncannily sharp remark completely takes me by surprise. But of course, she may look weak, but Tohsaka is still Tohsaka.
サクラとかイリアとか、いかにも女の子然とした子には弱いのよね。やっぱり不正本能？
普通そういうもんだろう。でも、俺は今のトサカよりいつものトサカの方がいい。
But she's fun. That's why I like Tohsaka more. She's more fun to be around than, like, say, Sakura. Illy is fun to be around, too. I wouldn't really describe Illy as explicitly more girly than Tohsaka, though. I mean, she gets weighted on hand and foot, sure, but I don't know. I don't really see that disconnect between the two. I speak honestly from the heart. Ladylike, she says. Anyway, forget that. What kind of jerk would take pleasure in seeing someone else sick? Even once she's back to normal, and working me so hard that today seems like a day off by comparison, seeing Tohsaka in sound health would make me a lot happier.
それが満足なのね。 エミヤくんは
Tohsaka's slightly reddened face is turned this way, her eyes watching me attentively. The room fills with both silence and the aroma of the herbal tea we've been drinking.
そっか。じゃあ明日から元気になってまたエミヤくんで遊ばなきゃね。
まあ俺でよければ。今日みたいに心配をかけるのは勘弁してくれ。心臓に悪い。
そうよね。また借りができちゃったわ。いけないわね。借りには計画的な利用が必要なのに。
Time passes slowly as we sit quietly, intermittently raising the cups to our lips. The stuff really works. Looks like the herbs Tohsaka has at her house really make you, sleepy.
ああ、エミヤくん、本当に今日はありがとう。
気にするな。お返ししろとは無理に言わないから。休むんだろ？
うん。
I get up to my feet and pull the blanket over her. Her head is turned sideways, looking in my direction. I know Tohsaka is stealing glances this way. Although her eyes are downcast, I can feel them on me.
どうした登坂？
うん。今日はいろいろエミヤくんに頼んだりしたけど、これが最後のお願い。
Those words make my heart thrum. That murmur of last request falls from her lips shining wetly in the reddened face cradled by her pillow.
まあ最後なら何でも聞く。
じゃあお休みのキスして。
Wait, that's all. A goodnight kiss is just a momentary peck on the forehead or cheek. That's hardly even worth making a request for. Wait. Did Tohsaka just ask me to kiss her?
いいのか？
だって私からしたことはあってもエミヤくんからしてくれたことないじゃない。
それはそうだけど。
The times when Tohsaka's kissed me were almost all by surprise, if not to say rather violent attacks. I've never kissed her myself. My heart is throbbing so hard now it's nearly painful. It's not as if this is as stressful as Magecraft. Unlike that particular art, there's no chance I'll die a horrible death if I get this one wrong, right? Right? Maybe? Although I wouldn't make a mistake in the first place. Right? But if I kiss Tohsaka, I somehow feel like I might have a different sort of near-death experience.
わかった。行くぞ。
I've somehow gone stiff as a board. A strange tension suddenly overtakes me, making my movements jerky. Now let's come to this, it's just best to close my eyes, just let my lips kiss Tohsaka anywhere. On her eyes? Even if we're on her lips, that would be fine. I open my eyes just a crack, letting a ray of light penetrate the darkness. Into my field of vision leaps Tohsaka's face. Even as the tension threatens to suffocate me, I bring my lips ever closer. I softly brush her skin, ever so slightly tinged with sweat. I break away immediately, letting that kiss linger wouldn't be good.
したぞ、登坂。
65点。
Tohsaka raises her face to sternly inform me of my score.
目をつぶってちゃダメよ。最初どこにキスされるのかと思ったんだから。それにあんなにガチガチで顔を近づけてきたらこっちが不安になるじゃない。
Wait, and this still got a 6.5?
そういう登坂だって震えてたじゃないか。
そうかもね。初めてだったから。
First kiss with me as the initiator, she means. I've had the urge to rub my lips with my fingers. I feel like her taste must still be lingering there.
なんだよ。もうすっかり元気じゃないか。散々心配して損した。
ちょっと白をからかったら元気が出たみたい。 おやすみなさい、レミヤくん。今度私にするときはもっと高い点数を狙いなさい。
Oh, it's that sort of game. She smiles up at me from the bed. So, we have the other minigames in this game. Where's that minigame? Oh well. I already knew that I'm no match for Tohsaka in matters like this.
じゃあ洗い物してからもう一度来る。
私は夜まで休むから無理しないで家に戻っていいのよ。
いや、夜不便だったらセイバーかさくらを呼ぶぞ。
No, I'll be fine, Tohsaka replies. Judging by how she looks now, a little rest should be enough to have her back in perfect health. As she's dozing off, I add in one last remark.
さっきのキス、貸し借りの感情はなしだからな。
いいわよ。今日はレミヤくんに病人特権でいろいろ世話になったから。またいつかね。
If they get together, it's just gonna be a constant back and forth of debt accumulating. Oh my goodness. With a sigh, Tohsaka's breath falls short and silent. Probably not even just in this way, probably actual debt too. Already asleep or pretending to be in order to reassure me. It's fine either way. I stand up and, with one last backward glance at Tohsaka, head back towards the kitchen. I stayed in Tohsaka's living room until dusk. I left behind a note telling her to contact me if anything should happen.
おやすみ、トーサカ。また明日。いや、今夜でも。
With that parting remark, I leave the house. It'd be nice if we could go on a real date next time, without any accidents like this. Okay. Interesting. No, that was sweet. I wonder if it's actually, like, they seem to be implying that it is the date, or not the date, but apparently no. Okay. I think this one's new. Oh, that's pretty cool. It's got a nice color scheme. I can't show like a decent portion of the wallpaper section anymore just because there's something so blatantly should not be on YouTube. That, no, I'm not even ever going to take that chance, basically. Oh, I gotta do these at some point, I suppose. That's the idea, after all. Turning my back towards the temple, I head for the forest in the back. The back road leads to the temple is the back road leading to the temple is one of my favorite walking routes. Avoiding the path that goes through the vast cemetery, I stroll around the periphery. Suddenly,
そこにいるのは本当？
a familiar voice stops me.
あれ、ライダー。どうして？
気になることがあって調べに来たのですが。
Oh, okay. In your full gear. Well, full is relative, but okay. Ryder comes out of the bushes. Seeing the old black clothes, my body stiffens before I realize it. Old experience, I guess. Made me a bit nervous by reflex.
シロ、あなたは？
いや、単なる散歩なんだけど、竜道寺には一星がいるし、ここは昔から使ってるし。それよりライダー、気になることって。
Ryder doesn't answer. Did a thought cross her mind? Her pointy gaze from beyond the mask still aimed at me. Not quite murderous, but the coldness in her eyes is almost hostile. It might as well be a snake staring at me. Though I'm sure she's not using her mystic eyes, I'm already starting to feel paralyzed.
いえ、私の勘違いでしょう。ここがシロの散歩道なら気配も残っているでしょうし。
Okay.
ライダー。
失礼しました、シロ。今のは忘れてくださると助かります。
That's concerning. Is this related to the whole everything happening parallel universe thing? Are you detecting a bunch of traces of me in places that I shouldn't be? Because I haven't been in this timeline? The tension starts to fade to a minor hostility from a moment ago. Ryder smiles gently.
忘れろって言うなら聞かないけど。
Oh, never don't ask. Understand. Don't be left in the dark about potentially important things. No.
じゃあライダーがここにいたことも聞かない方がいいのかな。
いえ、そちらは問題ありません。私がここに訪れたのは地脈の乱れを感知したからです。この地はキャスターの領域ですので、さまざまな魔術の手が加えられていますが、このねじれは彼女の魔術によるものではない。
Interesting. How deeply rooted is the Holy Grail and all this in the ley line? Now that I think about it, how does the ley line impact anything again? Just magical energy where it actually collects and whatnot from the town and such, that sort of thing?
他のマスターやサーバントの干渉も疑ったのですが、どうやらそれも異なる。
他のサーバント？まさか三門のアサシンとやり合ったのか？
いえ、三門でしたら普通に挨拶をして通りました。
挨拶って、こんにちはって。
Ryder nods. Some gatekeeper he is. Yeah. Assassin's self-confidence is only matched by his ability to detect malicious intent.
すみません。この姿はシローにプレッシャーを与えているようですね。こちらの方が集中できるのですが、シローが気になるというのでしたら普段着に戻りましょうか。
ああ、いや、それには及ばない。それより地脈の乱れってどんな乱れを指したんだ？
シローは感じませんか？
Well, I doubt he would. I guess no, I don't get it. Now that she has, I can concentrate my senses. While I cannot perceive the flow of magical energy, I can tell if there are other abnormalities or torn seams in the world around me. Using not technique but intuition, not theory but instinct, I probe around the entire structure of the mountain.
まずお山全体に濃い霊気を感じる。冬季の霊脈だからこれは当然として、それに重なるように違う動脈が走っている。あとはもう異常らしきものは感じない。
I raise my head. Covering her face as if in deep thought, Ryder seems to be irritated. So if it's so explicit that you'd expect Shiro to be able to, you do have a good knowledge of his abilities to, judge that properly, right, before asking? If it seems so apparent, that would imply that it probably is to that level and it's more Emi's situation that's causing the oddity, yeah? Which we have a generally good idea of what's going on for that, right?
そうですか。シローに感じ取れないというのなら、おかしいのはこの山ではなく、私自身ということになる。
You should get a third opinion that's not related to Emiya.
異質なのは私の方で、思っているよりこちら側に近づいているのでしょう。
Or it could be the idea that maybe you're not supposed to be around and you're actually in a situation where you, died or something like that. And the oddity you're feeling is the disconnect between a reality that where you're not around and reality where you are around? This side. Oh, so I didn't pay attention to that word. Huh. Those words cannot be nothing but an ill omen. But clenching her teeth, Ryder shakes her head in denial and turns to me again.
お気になさらずに、シローには関わりのないことです。私はもともと大地に関わる神聖ですので、地脈の乱れには敏感なのです。今回はそれが行き過ぎて、細かな違和感に過剰反応をしてしまったのでしょう。ええ、冷静になればどうということのない違和感でした。肩に降りたかほどの小さな取るに足りない不快感です。
Ryder's unusually talkative, like she's trying to convince herself of something. As if she's persuading herself, trying to brush off whatever's worrying her.
でもどんなに些細なものでも違和感はあるんだろ？それが聖杯戦争を再開させたやつじゃないのか？
ご心配なく。これは私の問題です。シローやサクラには害を及ぼしません。いいえ、 もしそうなったとしたら同じものとして。
Protect the two of you. Ryder murmurs the failures of the past still in mind.
ライダーなんだよ、さっきから変だぞ。悩み事はまあ人それぞれあるだろうから無理に明かせとは言えないけど、何か相談に乗れることがあるならできる限り力になりたい。
あ、いえ、今のは私の勝手な思い込みでシロやさくらには関係がないというか、私があなたたちに自分を投影しているだけというか。
In a haze, she starts mingling words. I feel bad for her, but Ryder's kind of charming this way. She always feels so much older than me, yet somehow she looks like a girl around my age right now.
とにかくですね、さくらの護衛はお任せください、シロ。
ああ、よろしく、ライダー。
Probably sensing my absolute faith, she finally managed a smile. If anything were to happen, Sakura should be safe with Ryder around.
ありがとうございます。それと本来口にすべきことではないのですが、私の護衛対象はさくらだけではありません。
え、なんでさ。
Even though Ryder is Sakura's servant.
まあいいでしょう。さくらを守るということはシロを守ることにもつながる
She
ということです。
I mean, logically, I imagine it would be, at least at a basic level, protecting an extension of the world that is the basis of Sakura's happiness. And because Sakura and Sakura being happy are the most important things, right? Not that I'm sure she has her own personal appreciation for Shiro at this point. Ryder turns away, pouting. Funny. Did I say something wrong?
さて、私の方はこれくらいで切り上げることにします。シロ、
もう少し寺を散歩していくよ。あ、ライダーもお参りするか。
私がさくらの安全を祈願してもこちらの霊格は機嫌を害しませんか？
いいんじゃないのか。どうせなら正しいお参りの礼儀作法も教えるよ。
であれば助かります。では改めて境内を見て回らせていただきましょう。
Okay. Interesting. Very, very intimist. Well, I got occupied for a little bit there. That's probably the best way of saying it. But I'm back. So let's see if I can actually finish this in like the half an hour or so that I have for this long episode. I head towards the castle's parlor. The ceiling here is very high, while Tohsaka and Sakura's mansions are very impressive. What do we call them, mansions? There's like some threshold for mansions that feel weird to call mansions, even if they are big, nice houses. This is on a whole new level. What is Sakura going to be doing here? The idea is to find a nice place to have dinner, right? Is that the idea? They're just like, hey, could we just have like a dinner date here? And Ilia's like, come on. Pushing open the heavy door, I can't help but exclaim in awe. It's magnificent. Hallways, rooms, everything here is done with grandeur. You have been here plenty of times before, haven't you? Looks like you could have a gorgeous dinner party here. This is a branch castle used only for the Holy Grail War, but I bet Magi aren't the most social bunch. What a waste.
あ、そうだ。
The moment I see the brilliantly shining chandelier, I remember. Sakura did mention wanting to have a meal someplace extravagant. This castle would do nicely for that.
そうなるとだな。
First, I have to consult the mistress of the castle.
ってどう相談すればいいんだ？食堂を貸してくれとでも言うのか？
The goal is dinner with Sakura, not dinner with everyone else, I imagine. Now them, for some reason... Now then, for some reason, Ilya's nice to Sakura. But will it really be that easy to get her approval? I guess not.
イリア、いるか？
For this goal.
シロいいわよ、入って。
Worrying about how to broach the subject, I enter the room.
どうしたの、シロ？迷ってお手洗いがどこにあるのかわかる？
一応覚えている。いや、そんな話じゃなくてだな、イリア。
なにシロ？
その、なんだ。こんなことを聞くのは失礼なんだと承知しているんだが。
Cutting straight to the point isn't particularly tactful. Well, getting right down to business is better than lying to her.
いいわよ。シロがあんまり行儀正しくないことはもう。
そう言ってもらえると助かる。その、ここってお城じゃないか。
No. She just says no, of course not.
それがどうかした？
唐突なんだけど、ここでできれば二人っきりで夕食がしたいなと。
No. She's getting the wrong idea in her mind. No, she's getting the wrong idea in her mind.
さくらとなんだけど。
And sudden mood changes occur. Please don't mind me anymore, she seems to be saying while looking like a stricken bunny. Yeah,
さくらとお城でデート。どうしてなの？
デート？そっか、デートか。こういうのってデートだよな。いや、話にすると曖昧なんだけど、それでよければ。
構わないわ。そこに座りなさい、シロ。
Totally outmatched, I accept my defeat and do as I am told.
さくらとのちょっとした約束事だったんだ。いつか一緒に豪華な場所で着飾ってご飯を食べたいって。で、考えてみると、ここ以上に豪華な場所はなくてだな。
そう？ここは別邸だから質素なものだけど。
Oh no, she's serious. If this is modest, I wonder where my house would rank.
いや、十分に豪華だ。冬季どころか、日本で一番豪華なお城ではないかと。
I think that probably has more to do with lack of castles than anything. Does Japan typically have castles? I know castles are like a significant strategic thing, but it's also sort of like a societal thing that really defined Europe and those sorts of places. I don't know how widespread they are outside of the more European style, like social class system that developed there. I say without flattery. Indifferent towards my praise of her castle, Ilya starts pondering something.
なるほどね。さくらね。場所はいいけど、着飾るっていうのはどうするの？
いや、そっちは全然。
As long as the place is set up, it's okay if I just consult Sakura over what to wear, right?
つまり、思いつきなわけね。
I mean, I just have the idea.
いや、もう本当に申し訳ない。
その辺は白らしいわね。さくらをおめかしね。
Her arms folded behind her back, and she's lost in thought.
やっぱりこの二人なら私がちゃんとしてあげなきゃダメよね。
Oh?
というと？
これがリンとのデートだったら論外だったけど。さくらなら少しは話に乗ってあげてもいいわ。
So you approve, basically.
それにやっぱりさくらは私が応援してあげないといけないし、シロは私がちゃんと面倒を見てあげないと。
So it's the ship you support, because you know you're not gonna get it.
お兄ちゃん。
What a useless brother I am. Still, there's no one else I can ask. I mean, I don't think there's many other people that would even have something that could be potentially even equivalent to a nice fancy restaurant. Having stoically endured the worthless older brother branding, I'm now expected to ask the splendid little sister for a favor.
それはつまり OK ってことか。
それなら今晩は晩餐会にしましょう。
Tonight?
衣装もドレスが何着かあったはずだから、それを貸してあげるわ。
Oh, okay.
本当か？
Suddenly, everything's looking up. Indeed, why wouldn't they have dresses in a castle? Especially, well, I mean, they might, move the clothing when people aren't living here. Meaning the clothes part is taken care of. Thank you, Ilya. I'm so happy I want to give you a big hug right now. For some reason, Ilya seems to be suppressing a strange giggle.
俺変なことをしたか？
ふふん。なんだシロ、まだ気がついてないの？
何が？
Ilya circles around while surveying me. It means she gets to dress me up too. I have a bad feeling about that smile.
シロ、あなたその格好で我が家の晩餐会に出席するおつもり？
These clothes will be fine for dinner. No, I better check and make sure. Sweatshirt, jeans, and sneakers.
まさか俺も着替えないといけないのか？
今さらびっくりしないの？さくらがドレスでシロがその格好だったら意味がないでしょ？
It would be a fun contrast.
いや俺はいいからそんな。
I don't have a suit in the first place. Would it be better if I wore the Homerhara uniform? I mean, that's somewhat better as like an outfit.
ねえシロ、私が OK したのはシロがさくらを着飾らせたいと思ったように、私もシロで着せ替えしてみたいなって思ったからだよ。
Ilya giggles cheerfully. I feel like she wants to put my consciousness into some strange doll for her to play with. Did I dig my own grave by chance?
シロ、我が家の晩餐会には宮廷衣装で来いとは言わないけど、それなりのマナーくらいは守ってもらわないと困るの。
お城で晩餐会だからな。
それにさくらもシロの清掃は見たいでしょうしね。決まったわ。セラ、リズ。
Uh-oh. Can Liz do it? I don't want Sella to make decisions on this. She only has to clap her hands for the maze to appear. Are they ninjas or something? That's how fast they came.
何かご用でしょうか、お嬢様。
白にタキシードを用意して、黒の蝶ネクタイに白縦襟のシャツ、それに靴も革靴で。それが済んだらさくらのドレスの支度と今晩の晩餐の準備を。
かしこまりました、お嬢様。
イリア、ちょっと大変？そうね。白は嫌がるかもしれないけど、無理やりにでも着せ替えさせちゃって。
Fuck. Nope. Right in front of my eyes, the preparations proceed without a hitch. To think I'd get stuck wearing a tuxedo. Not only do they have fancy dresses on hand, but even tuxedos for men. Oh, that's the Einsburns for you. Wait, this isn't the time to be impressed.
それではまずエミヤ様の方のサイズをお測りしませんと。リーゼリット。
Wait, do you need to take Sakura's too? Oh.
わかってる、セラ。
I don't know where in that dress Liz was carrying a measuring tape she just produced. Tape in hand, Sella measures me like I'm an eyesore of an obstacle to be overcome.
イリア、本当に俺が？
いい加減に覚悟しなさい。白だってさくらのドレス姿は見たいんでしょ。10日交換よ、これも。
That's quite a Magus-like statement. No, thinking about it, wearing tuxedo is pretty cheap in comparison.
そうだ、さくらにこのことを知らせないと。
心配には及ばないわ。私からさくらに招待状を出すから、シローもそれを受け取ったってことにしておいてね。
A written invitation. Wow, this is the real deal. A real dinner party would involve delivering these invites in advance, but I could never imagine getting involved in something like that.
いろいろと迷惑をかけてすまないな。
いいのよ、さくらとシローのためだからね。
She's really enjoying planning this. Lisa and Stella seem to be wasting no time preparing the outfit, so I have to prepare for the worst.
エミヤ様、お洋服の準備ができましたのでこちらに。
イリア、見たら笑うぞ、俺の。
それはどうかしら。楽しみにしてるからね。
This is gonna go well.
はい。
It's tiring to wear something you're not used to. True. I feel like I'm constantly being strangled in this collared shirt and bow tie. Well, okay. I think I have a thick neck. I have a hard time with the collar part of shirts. It's like they fit me perfectly fine, but the collar itself is just sort of suffocatingly tight, always. I guess I need them like tailored or something like that. I think I have a relatively thick neck relative to all that. I look into the mirror in front of me. Seeing myself in a black tuxedo really is uncomfortable. I've never even worn a suit, and this ceremonial outfit is way past that. Besides, there's the problem of Sakura's dress. I even had a peek at it. When I went to Sakura's room, Illy stopped me and just said, "Look forward to when you see her." With that, I'm waiting in the lobby for Sakura to finish getting ready. Soon, the promised time comes.
似合うじゃない、シロ。
なんだ、イリアか。イリアはドレスじゃないのか。
まだ社交帰り前だもの。これでセミフォーマルなの。
Okay.
それにしても、シロもまんざらじゃないんじゃない？
I don't have a clue. I can't really judge whether or not this tuxedo looks any good.
よくわからない。こういうのは初めてだからな。
そう？普段のシロらしくないけど、そういうシロも面白いわ。あとは、そろそろお姫様の登場ね。
Princess? Does she mean Sakura? I turned my attention to the grand staircase. The preparations were being made on the upper floor, so I expect her to come down that way. I'm holding my breath waiting, but Sakura's not coming. I'm gonna pass out at this rate. Maybe she got lost. As if. Apparently tired of waiting, Ilya calls out.
さくら、どうした
Is she
の？
hiding?
先輩がそこにいらっしゃるんですよね。
Only her voice reaches me. I'm glad she's actually there, but I do wonder why she won't show herself.
いるわよ。それもタキシードで。そうなんですか。でも私、こんなの似合いません。
Oh, I'm sure.
だから。
I'm sure you look fine. I don't think Stella's gonna sabotage this.
もしかしてさくら、ここまで来て恥ずかしがってるの？
Maybe it shows a bit too much skin. Look at that! Sakura's embarrassed too. Getting invited to a fancy dress-up dinner party out of the blue, I bet she's just as shy as I am, if not much more.
これなら先輩は喜んでくれますかねって、さっきはやる気満々だったのに。イリアさん、だって先輩が。
いや、俺も似合わない格好してるから平気だぞ。それに、さくらなら大抵の格好はおかしくない。
Certainly not any worse than me in a tuxedo, at the very least.
先輩、笑わないでもらえますか？
I would be shocked if they gave her an outfit that I would actually laugh at.
そっちこそ、俺を見て笑うなよ。
もう、じれったいわね、二人とも。安心なさい、さくら。とっておきのイブニングドレスなんだもの。シローが笑ったらきっちりお仕置きしてあげるから。
She whispers to me that the reverse is also true. It can't be helped if I'm laughed at, so I whisper to her to be gentle.
はい。では、先輩。
I'm almost tempted to make a cliffhanger here. I hear the rustling of a dress. Sakura appears above the hall. Yep, there's the CG. Oh wow, they made a whole thing. I will admit, I don't actually think it suits her very well. Like the picture of a lady straight out of a movie. A dress with a large amount of exposure around the shoulders. Pearls and hair ornaments to accentuate her white skin. Lips made up with rouge. And above all, the very fact of witnessing Sakura's first dress appearance is blinding. Like, I don't think it looks bad. It's something about the framing that I actually... Again, I don't think it looks bad. But I just have a sense of aesthetics. And I actually... Like, something about how it frames her face feels weird relative to the style. I don't know. Maybe it's how the hair is done up more than how is actually what I'm finding more of a problem with. We both look over each other and have no words to say. Sakura's just standing still.
ほら、シロ。しっかりさくらをエスコートしなさい。女の子に恥かかせる気。
I mean, if you haven't noticed from my general outlook on everything, I tend to look at almost everything with a critical eye. So me being like, well, it's, you know what, I actually don't think it suits her that much doesn't mean I don't think it looks good. It doesn't. It's me, it's just my first reaction to things too. I tend to look at things from a very critical eye. Because just because something's good doesn't mean I'm not looking for ways for it to improve or other things like that. That's just how I think. It doesn't mean that I don't really like it. In this case, I think it's good. I think that would be my opinion. Okay, what were we talking about? An elbow poke being the best. Okay, you're telling Echo to get on with the video. Okay.
そうする。
Thus prompted, I move forward. Calming my breathing a little, I ascend the stairs. Actually, this might be a stairway CG from the Fate Stay Night even. Seeing Sakura like that, what should I say?
なんだ。さくら、よく似合ってる。
その先輩の方こそ初めてです。先輩が清掃されるのは。
I also tend to think tuxedos are boring. They're just so simple. Like, there are ways you can spice them up to make them look interesting. But I also say that just from an aesthetic point of view. I think typically, if you just want to look up and blend in with the atmosphere of something, typically not standing out too much is good, but they're still boring.
そうかな。そうだよな。背広なんて持ってないしな、俺。
Having never cared about it until now, I do feel a tinge of regret. It's not just her outfit, but Sakura even smells different. Taking a breath, I notice that it isn't the usual perfume she's wearing.
これ似合わないかな。Tohsakaとか見たら笑うやな。
そんなことないです。姉さんのことだから笑おうとしてもここ一番だから笑えなくて逆に固まっちゃってると思います。
Yeah, she might ruin the suit just out of when she comes out of that free spell.
私も今そんな感じです。先輩を見てすごく嬉しくなっちゃいました。
Sakura looks down as her cheeks turn red.
なんでさくらが嬉しいんだ？
That is, if someone should be happy, that's gotta be me, right?
だってその先輩が白馬の王子様みたいだなって憧れてたんです。清掃の男の人にこうして迎えに来てもらうのって。
Still anxious, Sakura extends her hand timidly. Well, that's quite a thing to just say casually for this. Her fingers, covered in a silk glove, touch my arm.
腕よろしいですか、先輩。
もちろん。けど、本当にこうしてると。
What's your idea? Oh, okay, so this is gonna be the CG for it. Oh, what? A bow tie? No, okay, that definitely doesn't fit him. No, give him like a normalish tie, and I think that would have been much better for him, at the very least. Sakura is next to me, her arm entwined with mine. I have opinions, damn it. We're in the main hall of the Icewind Castle with Sakura in a dress. It's just like a...
日本でこうしてるっていうのは嘘みたいだな。
そうですね。おとぎ話の中みたいです。子供の頃からいいなって思ってたんですよ。綺麗なお城に舞踏会、素敵だなって。
おとぎ話か。ちゃんとここには魔女もいるからな。
ふふん。さくらとシロをいじめる悪い魔女はリンで、私は二人を応援してあげるいい魔女ってことね。
Illy speaks with pride. With Sakura one step ahead of me, I escort her down the stairs. The hem of Sakura's dress is quite long and brushes just up against the floor.
ちょっと心配だったけど、お二人とも似合ってるじゃない。初々しくてなかなかいいわよ。ありがとうございます、イリアさん。
すまない。いろいろと揃えてもらって。
はいはい。それは後でたっぷり聞かせてもらうわ。晩餐の用意ができましたので、どうぞこちらへ。
Playing the hostess's role, Ilya bows and leads us on. My arm is linked with Sakura's the entire way. I may be anxious, but I can also feel Sakura's racing heartbeat through my arm. This isn't the time to be flustered. There's silverware already on the table. Ilya's seat as the castle mistress is at the head of the table, while Sakura and I are facing each other on the opposite sides of the middle. If there were more guests lined up here, this would be quite a sight. Having the help constantly observing us probably doesn't make us feel better, though. And then gallantly serving us our Stella and Liz. The moment I realize that this marks the beginning of a formal dinner, I am unable to calm down. Looking at her, Sakura's just as awkward.
先輩、すごく落ち着きませんね。
So I get dressing up and going out and having a nice dinner, but having like a proper etiquette and all that sort of stuff to me is just so alien. I don't know, it feels contradictory to the point. Just enjoy yourselves. You're getting dressed up because you want to look nice and, you know, have a nice, calm experience with each other. That sort of thing.
俺もだ。こういう時に備えてテーブルマナーを仕込んでもらえればよかったなって。
Like that. Sure. Like, don't be a slob or anything like that, but who cares about, like, proper etiquette and table manners, that sort of stuff? Just, you know, have a good time together.
いいのよ。私はグリーンピースをフォークの背に乗せろとか、オレンジをナイフとフォークで剥けとか言わないから。
What? You don't serve the orange already peeled? What sort of establishment is this? Ilya giggles while picking up a glass. In our glasses as well, Sel and Liz pour in a word I've never heard of before. An aperitif? I have no idea. This is a genuine dinner. You know what? That might say a lot about what, you know, my experience with high class.
さて、今日は私の晩餐会に来てもらって感謝します。シロにさくら、それにお二人とも私の見立ての服もしっかり似合ってよかった。恐縮です。今日はあんまりちゃんとしたおもてなしもできないけど、ゆっくりとくつろいでいってね。
What would a proper hospitality be, too?
はい。次はシロの番。
Oh, for what? These turns are like a card game. Huh? I have to prepare a speech before a dinner like this? Isn't that usually for the guests of honor?
いや。
Well, I really like the castle. It's super good. Sakura's, I actually don't feel as though Sakura having her hair tied up like Rin's that amazing. But, you know. Imagine if I just literally said just whatever, like, just whatever came to my mind, like, as I was just looking at things. Ooh, the chandelier is bright. Oh my goodness, it's like there's lights on it. My head is totally blank. For the time being, I take my glass in my hand, meaninglessly swirling around the white liquid inside.
その今日はいろいろイリアに無理をお願いしてこんなに立派な席を揃えてもらってありがとう。イリアにはちゃんとお返しをしたいし、さくらもそのなんだ喜んでくれてるか。
This is about all I can think of.
嬉しいです。すごくドレスは綺麗ですし、先輩はかっこいいですし、それにお城もお食事も立派で、私にはその
Oh, I just noticed something really sort of weird. Did you know, like, she just mentioned the dress and I was like looking over the details of it. It's like, yeah, no, I like the style of it. Then my eyes went up and I noticed her nipples are poking through. That is a detail they did not have to put in there.
泣いちゃダメですね。嬉しくても。
That is a
ありがと
detail.
う先輩。イリアさん、
That is a detail they did not have to put in there.
こんな席に呼ばれて本当に嬉しいです。私。ありがとうさくら。私もこれくらいしか役に立てないけど、喜んでくれて嬉しいわ。では、乾杯。
The dinner begins. One refined dish comes after another, accompanied by by flavored wine. Ilya looks on in a satisfied way while Sel and Liz respectively serve the table. Sakura's shy and reserved. On the verge of tears, she looks to be modestly soaking in plain happiness. This does sound like a fun, like, once in a life,
美味しかったですね。さすがイリアさんの家のお料理です。
This does feel like a fun once in a lifetime sort of thing to do. Like, for example, I want to do jury duty one day, just like once. Just once, to just go through the process and experience it. It would be interesting. Yes, I am comparing this dinner date to jury duty. I also was at a casino recently as part of my, recent vacation that's having me, like, be very lazy in getting these out. I was at a casino, and they didn't take my money, so I didn't really do it, but I really want to just, like, be at a casino and just play, like, a few hands of blackjack at, like, a casino table one day. Just once in my life. I want to do that. There's just, like, random little things. It's like, yeah, I'd like to do that. Just, once. Just experience life. Honestly, it's a big part of why I like games like this. Like, I know it's not real. Obviously. But the ideas, the worlds inside, there's value there, and it's just more experiences to soak up, and that's why I love story in video games. I really do. That's why I like them as much as I do. They're also very disconnected from the typical things you find in the real world, especially with the art styles of anime stuff and whatnot. I really like that aspect of it, and that's really a big part of why I like games like this so much. The cooking of Ilya's Sansatsu. Following dinner, after we finished dessert, I ended up escorting Sakura back here.
俺もびっくりした。リズとセラ、あんなに料理がうまかったんだなって。
セラさんですかね。それともシェフがいたんでしょうかね。本格フレンチはこっちで教わった方がいいのかな。
Already thinking ahead, eh? Suddenly, the topic switches to cooking. How pathetic. I'm surprised it didn't come up during the actual meal. Once in a lifetime, Sakura's dressed up and alone with me in the garden, yet I can't find anything better for us to talk about.
さくら。
先輩、今日は先輩が私のお願いを叶えてくれたんですよね。
Just as I was about to open my mouth, she says that.
まあな。なんとなく思い出してイリアに協力してもらったんだ。結果は予想以上になってくれたけど。はい。
あの時は何気なく口にしたことだったんですけど。
That's the talk we had on the way home one day. Walking home with Sakura after eating some sweets, holding on to that secret. I wanted to grant her that little wish.
最初びっくりしちゃいました。イリアさんとメイドさんたちがやってきて、こっちが驚いてる間にドレスが用意されて、今晩は晩餐会に招待するって言われて。
Did they take your measurements? Did they have to like adjust the dress to match?
あ、そりゃ驚くよな。悪い、先に言っておけばよかった。
どういうことか最初はさっぱりだったんですけど、先輩が一緒だって分かったから、ああ、これがそれなんだなって思った。
A very sudden turn of events. Though if it were not for Ilia's decisiveness, I doubt it would have happened.
いや、こっちも大変だったんだぞ。俺まで清掃するとは思わなかったからな。これも、あ、いや、いいか。
During the dinner, I had to restrain myself from loosening that tie. If Sakura's still dressed up, then the wish isn't over yet.
イリアに相談してよかったよ。俺じゃまだまだこの約束は叶えられなかった。
そうですね。私もこんなドレスを着られるなんて夢にも思ってませんでした。
Holding the hem of her dress, Sakura spins around. There's probably an argument to be made that her dress is actually very similar to like a wedding dress, actually.
まるでおとぎ話みたいですよね。
I wonder if that's intentional.
私がドレスを着てお城の晩餐会にお呼ばれして、先輩が迎えに来てくれて、夜中にこうして庭園でお話ししているなんて。
そうだな。ちょいできすぎだ。
イリアさんが本当にすごい魔女で素敵な魔法をかけてくれたのかもしれません。
That's a good way of putting it. However, the way a fairy tale like this usually goes, everything needs to go back to normal.
魔法だったら終わっちゃいますね。
そうだな。12時になったら魔法が解けて。
それで私は階段にガラスの靴を置き忘れて、先輩がそれを手にして私を探してくれるんです。それでもその時の着飾った私はもう帰ってきません。
それはなんで？
その方が思い出は綺麗な方がいいです。それに私は着飾って先輩と一緒にいるよりずっといつものままの自分でそばにいたいです。
That wish, no matter how small, was the real one. There is no fairy tale, princess. How short-sighted of me. It was never anything that could be thrown together so quickly, to begin with. Without choosing to, our bodies touch. Feeling your slender body against mine, I smell the fragrance of Sakura's hair. Our fingers entwine, all by themselves.
先輩、先輩の知ってる私のままですよ。今。
そうだな。さくらはさくらだ。ごめんな。ドレスに目がくらんで、さっきまでバカな勘違いをしてた。
She raises her voice in agreement. There's no Princess Sakura. She may look like a princess before my eyes, but it's the same Sakura as always. She avoided making that mistake from the very start.
先輩、いいですか？
いいって何が？
私がずっとそばにいて、それを許してくれますか？そばにいる麻藤さくらって女の子はこんな着飾ったお姫様じゃないんです。地味で内気で不器用で言いたいこともちゃんと言い出せない女の子なんです。それでもいいですか？
Of course. For as long as it is fresh in your mind, as long as the wish is there, these days will not end.
セイバーさんが綺麗で焼き餅を焼いたり、姉さんやライダーが仲良くしているとちょっと悲しかったりもする女の子でもですか？
ああ、 いいんじゃないか、それぐらい。人間なんだから考えることはいっぱいある。俺はそういうさくらが好きだし、そういうさくらでいてほしい。
With an intoxicating whisper, her eyes become moist.
なんだ。
My chest hurts. If you look at me with those eyes, my face will burn up.
まあそういうわけだから今後ともよろしくってことなんだが。くそ、らしくないな。雰囲気のせいか随分と恥ずかしいこと言ってる。おかしくないか俺。
いいえ、決して。はい、先輩らしくてとってもいいと思います。
An energetic response. Well, that's a relief.
あともう一つ良かったことがあるんですけど、それは内緒にしておきますね。きちんと言葉にしてもらえたことは私だけの秘密ですから。
Sakura's bashful. That secret probably has no value to anyone else.
よし、じゃあこれからもお世話になります。
いえいえ、私こそ先輩にお世話になります。今日は本当にありがとうございました。
She bows timidly. Always the same, no matter what. That's what gives us peace of mind more than anything else.
あとイリアにも後でちゃんとお礼しないとな。
私と先輩でイリアさんのお家でご馳走しましょう。今度はイリアさんに振り袖を着せるんです。きっと可愛いと思いますよ。
藤姉の家に確かあったな、子供用の振り袖。いいなそれは。今度はイリアをびっくりさせよう。
We leave the garden as we talk. Our fingers intertwine the whole time. We maintain that gentle connection, even as we pass through the door to the lobby.
さて、今日はここに泊まるんだよな。さくらの部屋まで送るけど。
大丈夫です。やっぱりイリアさんの魔法でここで出会ったんですから、ここで別れて明日から私はまたいつもの的尾さくらに戻ります。
なるほど、確かにそれがいい。明日になれば俺もいつもの俺に戻るからな。おやすみさくら。
おやすみなさい先輩。
We separate with a light bow to each other. The night is dazzling as her dress comes to an end. Carving the burning feeling into my heart, I head towards my room to face the coming morning. So as to never forget, I blink several times, as if imprinting that image of a beautiful cherry blossom into my eyes. And it goes to the ending. Yeah, that was nice. That was nice too, just like the Tohsaka one. It felt a lot more committed to the relationship aspect of it than the Tohsaka one did. But I suppose that says more about how the relationship between Sakura and Emiya versus Emiya and Tohsaka really is played out, doesn't it? Okay. Well, I'll leave it there. Next time, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. If things haven't really shown up for me to do, I think the blocker must be the main story for some of these. So I might even go to a point where I try to advance the main story and see if things pop up that people have suggested. Try to do them. If they don't, I might even go to the point of, like I said at the beginning, not doing everything and just, you know, burning through stuff I haven't done to the epilogue outside of the things people have recommended that I do, and see if they pop up, because they'll pop up eventually. Maybe that's the path to the ending then. The main story doesn't feel like it's too much longer in terms of what's left. But yeah, I'm sure there's a decent amount of the other extra stuff too, so I might just jump on some of the main story stuff again though, so I'll see you all then. Drive safely, everyone.